What's up, and welcome to episode 10 of How to Make a Knife. We're a knife podcast. I'm Mike.
And Steve, Cutter Fabrications. What's up,
Yeah,
man?
I should be saying that, right? Alpha Blade and
You
Forge.
should be saying Alpha Blade and Forge, yeah. Yeah, that's your real name, dude.
That's it. On my birth certificate. But I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Good, man.
How are your knives coming along?
Pretty good. I'm pretty happy with everything so far. Except my finger that I blasted, but
Yeah.
Shit happens when you make knives, dude. What are you gonna do?
That's it.
It is what it is. It's slowing me down a little bit, but we'll get there.
But that's actually slowing you down from something that we're actually going to be talking about today is your knife drops. So as small time knife makers, we don't have storefronts. There's no one taking our knives for inventory in their stores. There are, I sell them through the knife shows only because that's the only way I know. And even at that, there's 2 knife shows that I go to. So 2 times a year can I sell. There are not many options for us. Etsy takes a lot of money. Shopify takes a lot of money. It's hard to get people onto it. Websites are expensive.
The shadow banning on Facebook and Instagram isn't a big help either. That's tough.
No, not at all. I've been posting every day.
I'll post a picture of my face and I'll get like hundreds of views, and I'll post a picture of a knife and I'll get like 20. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've posted every day for like 13, 14 days, something like that. And no extra views. It's only the people that are following me. I'm tagging people and there's nothing. So there's not a lot of ways to get knives out. A knife drop is an interesting tactic. And I had tried it one time. It did not work for me. So I'm curious to hear, 1, how did it go for you? 2, how was the customer interaction? And 3, what kind of customer service are you offering to these people who bought from a knife drop? So just start off with first of how it went and what's going on with it.
I mean, it went really well for me. I kind of started thinking about the idea of doing knife drops because, 1, it's just going to help me make everything I want to make. I didn't want to do any customs this year. I just wanted to work off of drops and shows. And I felt like doing the drops would help create a little bit of anticipation too. Like, I'm not always going to have knives available because I work full time. And I feel like some people just didn't realize that, because they're just like, oh, I want this. And they're like, oh, I want it now. Like, well, okay, well, it takes me a couple of weeks, So I feel like the building of the anticipation, like, oh, I'm going to have some knives available at this date, at this time. So set your alarms or mark your calendars, whatever. And I feel like that kind of just adds a little bit of anticipation to people, a little bit like, oh, okay, like, this is my opportunity to get one. You might not have another one. At like the knives I dropped, the first drop I did, I mean, I'm not going to drop those knives again for maybe 3 months. Yeah. So I feel like that'll build anticipation for people who want them.
Yeah. The limited edition, the, supply and demand, that definitely plays into it. Because, I mean, listen, we're all guilty of it, where you go to a website and it's something available. It's like, okay, well, I'll come back whenever I want and order it. But you go to a website and it shows underneath like only 3 left in stock or something like that. Suddenly you're like, well, all right, let me order it now. It really does play into it, and it makes you more excited for it too, because you do realize that you got something that wasn't just an endless supply. So it helps the excitement, but it also helps acknowledge what this is, that it is handmade stuff from someone who's already working full time, and if you want it, here's your chance. Oh, that's cool. How many knives did you end up having in the drop?
What did I sell at that one? I think I had 8, but I sold 2 beforehand. I think I sold 10 total on that one. I sold 2 beforehand, then I kind of put a squash to that. I'm like, all right, nobody can claim anymore until the drop. So a couple of people were messaging me like, oh, I really want that one. I really want that one. I kind of had to stop and like wait till the drop, and that was cool. That was like a cool thing. Like, oh, like, let me claim that one. And I like I said, I let 2 people. Well, I let one person claim one, and then another person that I went to the gym with, I let them actually pick out their own handle and everything.
Hmm.
because I was doing another fat carbon order, so I wanted to see if they wanted something special.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I thought that was pretty cool. Cool
Yeah.
feeling for people to, you know,
Yeah.
want your stuff.
Yeah. What I really like about it too is it's acknowledging to your customers like what I have is what I have. Because as a
Mhm.
custom maker, everyone assumes that we could do whatever you want. I mean, one of my orders over the over Christmas was I want a hunting knife and I want it made out of a deer antler and I want it to have serrations to cut open the sternum on the back, on the spine of the knife, and I want it to be in a leather sheath and all this stuff and everything. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot of work. He
Not
also
doing that.
wanted something like burned into the handle and everything, and I ordered a burning machine in order to do it. And then I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm gonna fuck up this whole thing if I
You
try
gotta
to
learn how to
work
burn
on it.
now.
Right, right, right. And I
Yeah.
still now I have this $40 machine that I'm probably not gonna use anytime soon,
Haven't used once.
Nah, it's
Whatever.
still in the box. But
Whatever.
that's the thing is where when you don't already have a line to show like, "Hey, you can see it here, this is what's available," suddenly people will start making up anything they want, you know?
Mhm.
Like, how about you make me the dagger from, whatever the fucking Marvel movie it is, but also have it be, like a butter knife, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
just don't,
See,
so
look at the shit that I'm already making and buy one of those. Like fucking
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I had somebody ask me about serrations on a knife that could cut up a sternum. I'm like, listen, man, like I literally made my knives so they can do that without the serrations. So I'm not gonna do that. And
yeah,
he's like, oh man. And I'm like, listen, like I can show you. Like I don't have a video of me cutting the sternum of a deer, but I could show you the pictures of the knife and everything. Like cut an Iowa deer right up his sternum, man, like all the way up to his friggin' neck, like no problem. Like I'm not I'm not trying to appease everybody. Like
yeah,
I would kill myself doing that. You know what I mean? Like listen, like
yeah,
that's why this year I'm not really doing customs. I'm just this is what I'm making. This is what I'm experimenting in. And maybe I'll experiment in some new steels and I'm gonna experiment in some new knife styles. But other than that, I don't want to do customs right now.
yeah,
I always run into
yeah.
problems or like people wanting something ridiculous that it's like I just don't even want to do it.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat, where everything I'm making right now is for the shows, and after this show, everything I make is gonna be for the next show, because again, the drop didn't work for me. I did it one time where I posted every day for a week on, "This is the sale for the day," and and I didn't even get an offer or anything. So it's not for me, and I don't have a big following, and it is what it is because I do very well in the shows, so I've accepted it already. That's why I'm so pumped that it worked for you, and I want to watch it all and see if maybe I could figure something out for myself. But for right now, I know that I just don't have a following that wants drops. But yeah, it's important to, now that we're in our points, find out what does work for our knives, how we can sell them, how we're reaching the right audience. Because sometimes someone's looking for the multi-layered Damascus with with the copper going through it, and
Yeah.
the fucking, what is it, the tusk handle and everything. It's like, I'm not your guy
Ah,
then, so
yeah.
don't even ask me to make that, because
I
that's not
mean,
what I'm
I don't
doing.
want to deal with that tusk, man. I can't imagine. Like I did what did I do? I did like water buffalo horn once, man, and that like that shit stinks, dude. I can't imagine
Yeah,
what this mammoth tooth that people are using and shit now. Like, no, I'm good, man. Like, I'm gonna stick with the wood, the carbon fiber. Like, I'm good with that stuff. Like, I love ironwood. I love black walnut. The fat carbon is working well for me. Like, I'm gonna stick with that shit, dude. Like, yeah, it's probably terrible for you to breathe in, but like, I'll wear a mask. The other shit,
yeah,
man, like that bone. I don't care if you wear a mask. You're gonna smell it, and it's disgusting.
yeah.
Disgusting.
Not to mention, it can't be that, it must be a little brittle. It's a very ancient, organic material. So I don't think it's the best thing to put on a handle if it's going to be an everyday use knife. And that's
No.
typically what I make. I'm here for everyday use kitchens,
Yeah.
for hunting, things that are not going to be put on a shelf and display, but actually be on the field and
Yeah.
in the
I want to
works.
make it beautiful enough to look like you can put it on a shelf, but you better use that fucking thing or I'm going to be offended.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm making a tool above art always. I know, and we'll always cover it as it's a mix. Every knife is a mix between a tool and art, but tool first for me always. It has to
Yeah,
be sharp
for
and
sure.
useful.
Yeah. Has to be usable. Yeah. I want people to get used to it when I was like, I like the first drop I did. I'm already getting pictures of people using it for their cooking and stuff like that. I had my one buddy, he
Hell yeah.
chopped up a bunch of ribs with it and he was smoking them and stuff, man. And like, dude, I want to see those pictures. Like, I don't want to see a picture of it like on your hip. I don't care. Like, show me you using it, man. Show me you cutting open a
Yeah.
deer with it. Show me you, cutting the breasts out of a turkey or whatever you're using it for. I don't care. I'd rather see those
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
I
Show me
like
that
hearing about
patina
it.
from
Yeah.
cutting up too much stuff with it, like,
Yeah, man.
yeah. No, I hear you. Which, I mean, that's why we're doing it. I mean, we're not making knives for any other reason than we want people to use them and to appreciate the fact that this is the most useful tool in all of mankind. There's no tool
Yeah.
more used than a knife. So
Yeah.
um, get used to them, find one you like, and whatever it is, just have a connection with a knife because it's going to make your whole life better always. But I don't know. I've been having fun with it. Oh shit. Um, but yeah, what's so you have your chef's knives coming out. That's going to be your next drop. Do you know how many are going to be in it and around when it'll be?
Um, it was supposed to be this Friday. My finger is slowing me down. The 21st was supposed to be the knife drop. I'm going to push it back to the March 28th,
Mm.
just to give my finger a couple more days to heal, make sure I don't get it infected or anything like that. Because where I'm at right now, I got to do a lot of hand sanding.
Hmm.
And that's terrible to be getting all that shit inside of a cut. Um, and when I do these Hamon knives, I do a lot of the hand sanding. I do a high polish and then I got to dip it in the acid. And then I do the rest of the hand sanding with aluminum oxide powder that I add a little bit of water to and make a paste out of it. So I definitely don't want any of that getting inside my finger right now. So I
Yeah,
want to give it
no.
a couple more days. Hopefully by Wednesday I can start getting back to hand sanding, and it's healed up enough. And I just don't think Wednesday and Thursday is going to be enough time for me to confidently get them hand sanded and glued up for Friday. So I'm going to push it back to March 28th. And I think I'll have a series of two Western style full tangs that are going to be blacked out with some fat carbon on it. Those are going to look really
Oof.
cool because I wanted to black them out because I'm using some of the dark matter carbon fiber and it looks really cool. It's got like a little hint of green in it. Some of them have a little hint of red in it. Um,
Oh, damn.
so I'm going to use those on the blacked out knives. And then I got four Japanese style chef's knives coming out and then just one paring knife. I was going to make a couple paring knives, but I only have one right now. If I get to
Yeah.
it, which I probably won't, I'll have
Yeah.
more.
Hey,
But
all right. And then I know you said you're looking for some combat knives in the karambit style for the show, um, which will probably postpone your next drop. But do you have an idea of what your next drop is going to be after the chef's knives? Maybe give a little spoiler into it.
that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. So my next drop is going to be like half online, half at the show. Because I came out with this new design here. I actually have a name for it. I'm not even going to unveil all of that now. I want to unveil the finished product and the name and everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's the fighting knife I kind of designed. I forged out my first one. I cut a few other ones out just to make sure I really like it. But I forged out the first one because I just wanted to do everything and just kind of see how it fell together, and then
Yeah.
go from there and put it in my
Yeah.
hand and swing it around. I swung it around for probably a month before I decided I liked it. I made a few changes, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a couple of those are going to have some fat carbon on it. I don't know whether or not I'm going to texture the handles or not yet. I have to play with it, but I think I'm going to because I like it. I mean, for a fighting style knife, I feel like a textured handle is kind of the
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah.
Um,
I've never done a textured handle yet, but I do love how they look. It's a cool process.
I
And I know it's
did
not hard.
uh,
I haven't tackled it yet.
I did that multi-layered G10 textured handle. I don't even have it. Right? anywhere. But I have that one Nitro V fillet knife I made with the red and black textured G10 handle.
Yep.
And I've done those style handles, but I haven't textured any of the fat carbon yet. But I think it's going to look pretty cool textured. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap that I have cut off of another piece, and I'm going to texture it, and I'm going to see how I like it. And if it looks
Yeah.
cool, that's probably the route I'm going to go.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm loving the carbon fiber. I don't think I'm going to touch it only because I make such a mess in my garage and I'm not very good with cleaning it up. And the last thing I need is carbon fiber dust just floating everywhere, which isn't G10 kind of carbon fiber anyway, isn't that? Not really,
Um,
right?
G10 is fiberglass.
Oh, just as bad. Nice.
Yeah, not any better, but yeah.
Okay. Well, my
G10 is
fucking
layered fiberglass. Yeah.
my garage is fucking cooked with it all. It's crazy. Whatever. At
Yeah.
least, hey, I cemented my forge, so we got
That's
that going. That happened.
that's
So
that was the biggest step, dude.
yeah, yeah. No, that's good, man. But yeah. So I muted myself. We'll keep it on all your drops. I'm excited to hear how all this goes. I want to see what comes of this. The
Yeah, I'm
other option
excited
that
for it,
we've
man.
hell yeah, yeah.
I
And
got a
like
lot
I
of
said,
interest in the chef's knives already, so I got a bunch of people sending me some DMs asking about what I'm going to come out with. So I'm trying to still kind of keep it like you'll see you'll see in my stories and stuff kind of what's coming out, but I'm not gonna be sending everybody pictures on the side. There is one of the guys who's interested. He's a chef. I want to make sure he gets a knife, so he's actually going to get a picture of everything before the drop,
nice,
and he's going to be picking one out. Um,
nice.
I believe he's going to probably be taking one of the Japanese style because that's what he asked about. So I'm going to make sure one gets in his hands. And then, so yeah, I'll actually probably only have 3 Japanese chef's knives and 2 or 3 Western style. I can't remember. I don't know. Whatever I have, dude. Whatever gets done.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, until the drop, you don't know. So
Yeah, I can't tell you. Sorry. Trying.
yeah, hey, that's cool. And then the next way of selling the knives is Lehigh Valley, which has been my avenue for the past few years. This is officially my 3rd year that I'll be selling. My 5th show, 4th show. Because yeah, I did August and then both last year, and then this will be my 4th show. um, and last year was the first year I bought a double table, or maybe two times ago. So I can't ever go back to one table. I got to keep on buying double table, and double table ideally can fit 30 knives. That's what fills it up in a good manner. So that's been my goal. Some requests from last year and every year is whenever someone buys a knife, no matter what it is, a paring knife, a fillet knife, everyone asks, is there a sheath with it? Um,
Mm.
I haven't been making sheaths for my knives, my kitchen knives, because they're carbon steel, and these people are gonna use it, rinse it in water, and then shove it right in the sheath, and it's gonna sit in there with water, and they're gonna pull it out, and they're gonna be like, "Why is it like that?" But you know, I don't want them to rust. Is why I don't make a sheath for a kitchen knife. I assume they're gonna
Yeah.
put it, on a display or something. So but the requests are in, they want the sheaths, so I'm going to be pressing just a little, like a sleeve to cover the edge, something that's going to try to keep some airflow into it, not cover too much of the blade, not use too much kydex, and just something that looks stylish, an edge protector. That way, if people are throwing it into a draw, it will still at least protect it. So that'll be on all of my knives, which is a little much, and I think will be unnecessary, but it might look good on the table. I also had my son print out little stands to have all my knives standing up,
Nice.
and then yeah, they're not that expensive, and these stands make it easy to pick up and put back down, and then when I sell, I'm going to give the stand away with the knife. That way, if you don't have a stand or anything in the kitchen for your knives, use it, just have it that way on your counter. You always have your knife standing up and ready. It's cleaned, it's not dried out, it's not laying on any shit. So I'm going to try that out, see if people like that. That's another thing I'm going for.
Hmm.
um And then I guess the last change from last show to this show is um, I was doing a buy two get 40 off on all my knives, and I think I'm going to take that away for this show. Um, my problem is I have a lot of knives that I actually made as pairs and duos. So like a fillet knife and a meat cleaver, or a fillet knife and a veggie chopper for the meat and potatoes. And so like there's pairs. So I think for those, I'm going to do $20 off if you buy specifically these pairs. But I think I'm going to get rid of this buy multiple and get money off, and just
Mhm.
find other ways to sell multiple knives instead of just this money discount, because I lost a lot of money. Everyone took advantage of the buy two for 40, but then I sold every single one of my knives at a discount when they were already discounted.
Yeah.
So maybe if it'll be a Sunday only special or something like that, but I think I'm going to get rid of that for the show also. I have a lot of faith in my knives, and with the sheaths and with the stand and with the tip protectors and the boxes and this and that, it's like they should be able to sell for this price. And if they can't, then talk to me. I'll haggle, but I don't want to just start handing out $40 bills every sale I do again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing any deals. If I,
Yeah,
it depends. I'm not even 1,000% sure I'm making it. I might be a spectator this year.
yeah,
It all depends on. I mean, like I said, this is slowing me down. This is messing me up for a week. I got to push that knife drop back a week. As long as that goes well, and the following weekend, or even that weekend that I do the knife drop, I can make sure I get down and get a bunch of knives hard in that weekend. I'll be in a good spot. I'll be able to get a table. Like I said,
yeah,
if I only go with these, I'm fine
yeah,
with it.
yeah. Oh yeah,
If I have 6 of those on my table and I'm going to be selling those for 170 or whatever, I think that was the
nice.
idea. I might
Yeah,
change it. Um, it might just be 150. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. If I go there with just that and I sell 2 of those, I don't even care.
yeah,
I'm just looking to pay for the trip, pay for my room because I'm probably going to stay there again because it's easier. It's a little far for me.
yeah.
No, it's not too far, but it's far enough for me to not want to drive for 2 days.
Absolutely. Especially since you got to be there
Oh,
early the next
oh,
fucking day. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It is under new management, so I was contacting the original
That's why I
owner of
definitely want
it.
to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's now owned. He's partial owner. I don't know exactly how it all works. It's a guy from the Knife Nuts podcast.
Yep.
Um, I mean, they seem to be very knowledgeable knife goers. They were claiming that the last PA show was their biggest show, so we're on an uptick with their coverage. It might end up being even bigger. I know he had mentioned, and I don't know the guy, I don't know anything, but in one of his podcasts he had mentioned that they're even looking at maybe doing another show of this type in another area. So I mean, there's room for this show to grow, and I have high
Yeah.
hopes for where this can go, how many people can come to this, what kind of coverage is going to be on it. Like this might be a big step up. I have nothing but hopes for whenever someone takes over that they're going to do a good job. So
Yep.
I'm excited to see if there are any changes, if there's any new makers there, any new, again, coverage. Is there going to be social media coverage? Are we going to get any sort of spots or uh, so that sort of stuff is interesting too. But I plan on spending some money on this show too, man. I want to
Yeah.
buy I want to buy some shit. So
Yeah.
can't
I
help it.
mean, I'm trying not to since I just bought this thing, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. My goal is to buy handle material from Mel. That's my first. As long as I sell 2-3 knives, I take that money, I go right over to Mel from Wood Dynamics. I buy all my new handle material. That's
Yeah.
my priority. After that, I want to possibly buy a knife from a maker, buy some new materials. Last year I bought that knife holder. That way you can hold it in sand easier, and that
Mm,
was
yeah.
worth every penny, every fucking penny. Thank you to that man. That has made my life easier. Um, but yeah, so we'll see how the new guy is. My goal is to get my business card paid off. I'm almost done paying off my business card. Um, and once that's done, I can fuck around however I want. There's no longer like, well, I got to sell a knife this week. If I bring 5 knives to every show, then that's fine. 20 knives. It doesn't fucking matter at that point. Right now I'm just
Yeah,
trying to get my card paid off, and then I can truly take what I need to do and make the knives I
yeah,
really intend to.
yeah. My goal is to just make it to the show. If I can make it to the show and sell a knife or two, I'd be happy. I mean,
Yeah,
I think this new design will go fairly well,
definitely.
based on what I learned last year at that show. I'd like to have a couple. I'd like to have a selection of knives, but like I said, I'm not worried about it. If I can go there and have a setup of 6 knives and 6 to 10 knives, I really could
Yeah.
care less if that's all I have.
Yeah, even if, like, you don't make a sale to a person, but they end up following you on Instagram, and then they're like, "Oh shit, he
Yeah,
does
take
knife
a couple
drops."
cards. Yeah,
Yeah, and now
take a
you didn't
card or
make a
something.
sale
Last
there,
year I didn't
but
even have cards, dude. I had like three fucking business cards last year, and they were all gone in like 10 seconds. I was like, fuck, dude.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like whatever.
that
But
order
I got
from
my new cards
Staples.
printed out. I got all that,
Yeah,
everything I
good,
need. So
good, man. Yeah, I got high hopes for this show, and like I said, there'll probably be a transitory period with this new owner, but it gives me even more hope for the August show. And like I
exactly,
said,
yeah.
if
If I
I
don't
can get
have
them sold
knives for
off,
this show, I'll definitely have them for the August or September, whenever it is. I'll definitely have
yeah,
them for then. But I'm definitely trying to have a hunting knife drop at that time too. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a lot going on.
yeah, hunting knives for hunting season. That is definitely the way to go. But no, we'll see how it goes. If I don't do well on this show, because I'm not giving away the knives this show, that's okay. That just means I already have an inventory set up for August, and it'll allow me to be even more undeniable in August
Hmm.
because I'll have inventory. I don't have any inventory starting for this one. I had 0 knives for inventory, so it's
Yeah,
if I can start this next one where I already have 20 something knives quenched and waiting for the August show, I already have inventory made up ready. And it's going to keep on going and helping me out, especially if I can pay off this card. So 2025 is going to be a big year for Alpha Blade and Forge, whether it be for popularity or finances. Something's going to happen. So that's the goal.
yeah. I'm hoping for the same. I'm hoping for some big things for Cutter Fabrications this year. Got some exciting projects on the line and some cool shit I'm gonna be doing this year, man. So I really hope everybody likes it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We just want you guys to like our knives. That's at the end of the
Yeah,
day. Just please tell us they're nice.
just be like, yo, man, this thing's cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
It is hard too.
Yeah,
Like when you give a knife to someone, it's like, hey, because I gift a lot of my knives too. It's one of my favorite things to do. And you gift
yeah,
them a knife, and they're like, hey, thank you. And then you don't hear whether they like it or not. And like you see them like 2 weeks later, and they don't bring it up. And like I'm sure they're using it and they like it and everything, but it's just a knife to them. But to me,
yeah.
it's like, how'd the
It
carrots go? Did
is.
you cut did you cut carrots?
For the most part, I kind of stopped giving them away, because I would see what these people who got them for free he did to them, and I'm like,
Yeah,
man, like I would tell him not to put them in the dishwasher, or I'd tell him not to leave them in the sink, or not to cut. Like if it was a carbon steel knife, don't cut acidic stuff with it and then leave it on the counter without rinsing it. And
yeah,
like I would just see these knives get destroyed because they got them for free. They didn't give a
yeah,
shit about them, and I was just like, well, that's it. So
yeah.
unless you're fucking Gordon Ramsay, I'm not gonna give you a free chef's knife. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had that talk with Dana where I was like, "You know what? I think from now on, if I'm gonna gift someone a knife, I'm gonna buy them a Kaiser, a Civivi, something that one, I know they're gonna use because it's this lightweight little stainless steel thing." I mean, again, they're great knives. They're fucking
They
great. So
are.
like I'd rather spend 60 bucks on a knife to give to someone and know that they're going to use it, and maybe it'll pique their interest into the knife world and what else you could do and how do I take care of this knife and how do I sharpen it,
Hmm.
and it, here instead of giving them a carbon steel fucking $200 knife and be like, good luck, and
Have
then
fun.
yeah, and then they're like, it's rusted, and when I run it through my electric knife sharpener,
Oh,
it's like,
fuck, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, I lose
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
give me that fucking thing back, please.
yeah, my mom runs it through the knife sharpener, and again, it's a knife. That's why I'm always not too crazy on like this knife has to be able to split hairs because no one is ever going to get that knife to that edge themselves. So like you're going to give them something that's unattainable, and as soon as they start cutting it on
Until
their granite fucking counter and everything, then
yeah.
they'll
But
never get it that
until
sharp again.
until that one person who does buy the knife is a chef and knows what they're looking at, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where why I'm at the point where I'm using stones only now and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I bet you, and I don't want to know who these people are. I don't care. There's probably 20 chef's knives that I have out there that people are using sharpeners and shit on. Don't fucking tell me though. You know what I mean? I don't want to know. So I'm going to make them all like I'm selling every knife to a professional chef at this point.
Yeah,
And everything's going to be taken down to a zero edge before I put an edge on it. Everything's going to be able to slice paper before I put an edge on it. And then, you do whatever you want from there. I mean, I know the only people who are going to be able to maintain them properly are real chefs, but
yeah, yeah. But you
look it
tried. You
up, I
did your
guess. I
best.
mean, I did my best. Exactly. Yeah. Like I'll tell you, I'll give you guys the information. I'll show you where you can get the information to take care of that knife, but it's up to you
Yeah,
once you get it.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you're unwilling, it's too hard for you to wipe it down after you use it every time, then that sucks. I'm sorry.
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
rust.
My knife sharpness test is: can it cut paper like no problem? Can I shave hair off of my arm easily? Um, and does it cut through a tomato with zero effort? As long as it does those three things, I understand this as a very sharp knife, and it does not need to be any sharper than that. Um,
Yeah. I mean, my new
because
test is I only am really caring about carrots at this point. I want my knife to
interesting,
be able to go through a carrot without it breaking. Because most knives you use, you'll get halfway through a carrot and it just
a little
breaks.
pop. Yep, yep.
Yeah. I want to be able to slice through carrots with no breakage. It's clean. That's my sharpness test at this point.
Your demands are damn unreasonable. My God.
Hey
Those
man, what if
carrots will
somebody's
pop
got a
every time.
julienne? What if somebody's got a julienne, a bunch of carrots, man? I want them to be like, oh, dude, this is fucking sweet. Like I don't know how to do that, but like I want somebody who knows how to do that to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah. No, hell
Because
yeah,
like, what if
man.
they're cutting that carrot, man, and the shit's winding up halfway across the room? They're like, well, I guess we're not fucking eating carrots tonight.
Dog just
Guess we're
munching
not
on
putting
carrot
carrots
parts
in
on the
this
ground.
stew,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever they're making.
No, that's fair. Absolutely. I mean, it's one fucking job, right? I mean, this is a knife. Its only job is to be as sharp as it
Cut
fucking
some
can,
shit,
right?
dude.
So
Like, cut what I want you to fucking cut without sending it across the room, and we're good.
yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, that's my goal with my chef's knives, man. I want everybody to get one, whether they're a professional or not. I want them to get a professional chef's knife. If they're paying $200-300 for it, they're gonna get the best. It's gonna come with the best edge I could possibly put on it.
Yeah.
Like I said, my all-purpose chef's knives, I'm not gonna go up to 15,000 like I'm gonna do on my Japanese style chef's knives. I'm still gonna go up to 8 to 12 though. Probably stop at 8 with an all-purpose chef's knife, and that'll
Yeah.
be more than enough. 8,000. I was taking them up to 5,000 on the belt, and that was great. Now taking them up to 8,000 on the stone, 8 to 15,000 on the stone is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Major
We
difference.
we we will have to swap knives one day where I'll make you a chef's knife, you make me a chef's knife, and we'll do the old swap. Because I still don't have anyone else's knives to compare mine to or anything. And
Yeah, chef knife wise, I don't. I mean, I bought
yeah,
a couple. I've been buying a bunch of. Like I said, I just bought one for my buddy Jimmy Lynch over at Triari Metalworks in Sparta. He makes beautiful shit. Um, yeah, this thing, man, it's beautiful knife.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Super, super stoked with it. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're out there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. So listen, keep on with the knife drops. I'm curious to see how else you present it, because it always comes down to, like you said, the hype of it is like, are you going to end up doing these little ads or skits to bring up the hype? Are you going to be making secret drops? Is there going to be some sort of, I mean, because even one of the things I was thinking of for you is doing something like a Patreon, where
Mhm.
like it's like for $5 a month, you have first dibs on your drops. So now you're getting a
Yeah,
little bit of money from followers, and they have absolute, contact. And if someone wants to be a higher, Patreon to Cutter Fabrications, then they can put in a request for a handle material on the next drop, and they can start
Mhm.
being proactive with it within your call. So it's like, don't tell me what to make, but choose from these handles. What kind of handles would you like to see on these? Would you like to see
Yeah.
different, but within your realm. So there's a
My
lot you
kinda
can do with this.
idea yeah, there's so much you could do. I mean, my kinda idea moving forward with it is to kinda get into the YouTube aspect of it a little bit more,
Hmm. Nice.
and kind of build up some anticipation through showing how I do things.
Yeah.
Um, so I think showing how I do things, like, gains a lot of interest too. I've noticed that with when I post, um just videos of a process of me doing something, people really eat that shit up. So I want to get into that YouTube side of it a little bit more and show that stuff. And
Nice.
I've thought about getting into the Patreon side of it too, more for educational purposes. Like
Hmm.
pay for the like I'll show you how I do this whole process from step like I'll leave nothing out. Like YouTube, I'm gonna like leave holes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't want you to be able to figure everything out from watching my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what everybody does anyway. They don't tell you the whole story. They're gonna
Yeah.
like just like Forged in Fire. You know what I mean? They're gonna show you enough just to get you in trouble at your house.
Yeah.
Um,
Amen to
so
that.
yeah, so I want to make like videos where people can pay for them, but you're getting how my process is from A to Z. You know what I mean? You're getting the start to finish process.
Yeah.
Um, so I've thought about that. I don't know if that's going to be a this year thing. I think I got to build a little bit more of a following. I got to build a little bit more knowledge. Got to get into the community a little bit more. Um, and I've been trying to send some messages to some of the guys that I'm really interested in knowing a little bit more about. Some of them answer, some of them just don't, which is what I expected. But it's cool to talk to some of these knife makers that I look up to and shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah. That's That's one of the biggest, honors, is, like, getting some insight from people who have been doing this forever. And I know you've been
Yeah.
doing this longer than I have, and you've been in the metal world forever, so I have a lot of ignorance to certain things that people see as foundational.
Hmm.
So sometimes even, like, you saying, like, "Put 3 layers of tape on your knife," it's like, "Oh, shit, that's huge." So these
Yeah,
little
it's a
things.
stupid thing that goes so
Right,
far. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
right.
you wouldn't even think of like, oh, 3 layers instead of one. Like, how much of a difference is that really going to make? A fucking
Right.
lot, apparently.
Right. One question that I have, and if anyone's listening, whoever's listening who knows how to make slip joints, my question is, I've gotten everything down, my spring tension, everything is good, except when I put it all together, the bearings. I buy the thinnest bearings I possibly can, and I put it on either side of the blade between the handle scales. And there's always a little bit of, because now there's space there, it's always a little bit of spaced out. What do knife makers do to keep this completely flush and tight all the way up the spring into the blade, but allows that washer to have the pressure needed to be what's frictioning and not the blade running on the scales? So that's a question I have, and I'd love to sit down with someone who actually does them, to be like, oh, you just gotta make this little fucking indent here, or no,
Yeah,
you just
probably.
fucking make this the blade a little thinner than the fucking spine, and then it works, or like something. There's something, and I
Have you
don't
ever
know what it
tried
is.
brass washers instead of the bearings?
So yes, I use the brass washers, and I'm buying the thinnest brass washers you can ever fucking purchase. I'm going on to the website, buying the thinnest ones, and like I said, I mean, it's not a big gap, but it's enough to see that
It's
there's a
enough to
difference
annoy you.
from from the spring to the blade. It's just a little wider where the blade is. So do I thin the blade out a little? Do I put a little recess, or
I'd probably
indent there?
recess it if you can recess the washer. You'd probably have to use an end mill to do that. But if
Right,
you can
because you
recess the
we're talking
washer,
right, because
that's
we're talking
probably
about the thinnest of thinnest recesses. Because if you go too much,
yeah.
then
Then
it'll
it's not
just
as
be the
good.
rest
Then
of the
it's
scale that
useless.
presses it. Right,
Yeah.
right. So I don't know. Again, that's why I was like, maybe I thin out the blade, but then if I thin out the blade, will that end up causing wobble because it's not as thick as everything else? So I don't fucking know. That's my questions. And that's the shit
Yeah.
where you can have knowledge like that your Patreon will be able to offer people who are looking for, because I would happily pay $5 to get my answer. That's for damn sure. But All right, man.
And I'm
So
also sure there's a million ways to do that too. You know what I mean? You could ask 10 knife makers and get 10 different answers.
yeah, which I love. That's the best part because I'm making my own methods now where I'm sure in the future, new knife makers will ask me and I'll be like, "Well, this is what I do." And they'll be like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, cool.
But that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it.
Yep.
But all right, man. That's it for our sales and what we're looking to do here. And listen, may we have a great show, may we have great drops, and may we learn a ton every time we have one because that's what
Every
it's all
time.
about.
Dude, I'm
We're
still learning.
never
I learn all the time, man. I'm like, "Oh, I guess I shouldn't fucking do it that way."
yeah. The more humble you are, the more you learn. That's the most important thing is to be ready to learn because the second you think you
Yeah.
got something down, you're gonna miss something to learn. So,
Hmm.
and then and then you're one step closer on how to make a knife.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, you have a good one, man. Stay sharp.
You too, man. Till next time.
Oh shit, I'm hitting wrong buttons. Here we go. Nope, still not. Oh, bro, I can't hit the end button.